Hey guys, it's Zach Morgan. My last video is on the minor pentatonic scale, the first position. Today I'm going to show you some tricks you can use when playing the minor pentatonic scale. Again, we're going to be in the key of A since you just learned that. So I hope these are helpful and they should give you a style of your own when playing. Okay, so the first trick I want to show you how to do is a squeal. So squeal is one of the most basic tricks when playing metal and other forms of rock and roll. But most people do not know how to play it because it's kind of tricky. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is the way you're holding your pick. And I want to show you. You hold your thumb over the tip of your pick when you're picking. So you're muting it. You're muting the string as you're picking it. Another thing you want to do is you want to bend. That's going to really emphasize the squeal. So basically, when you're bending, you want to be a hard bend, like a Zach Wild bend here. So it's going to be up and down pretty far. So when you pick like that, you have to immediately start bending, and you're going to emphasize that squeal. So let me show you what I mean. That wasn't a perfect squeal, but the more you stick your thumb out over the edge of your pick, the more squeal you're going to get, like. So that should take a few hours of practice to master. It's actually not that hard of a trick to do. You just have to know how to do it, when you want to do it, and how much of a squeal you want to put into it. Because some squeals, they have really no note quality at all, because all you hear is the squeal itself. Okay, so the second trick I want to show you is a trill, and it's, again, one of the most basic tricks of rock and roll, or metal specifically. And it's easy, you just have to learn how to get your fingers fast at it. So I'm going to show you again on the same string, which is the G string on the 5th and 7th fret. We're in the key of A again, and it's this. You take your first finger and your ring finger, and you go back and forth like this with hammer-ons. And this you can apply many ways in solos, like I'm descending in the A minor pentatonic. And that's basically how it works. It's pretty easy to do. You just have to practice it so you learn to master it. The third trick I want to show you how to do is what I showed you fully in a few videos back. I'm just going to briefly show you now. It's called the flash riff. This is actually going to be the descending, and I showed you the ascending in my previous video. So the version I showed you before is like this. Today I'm going to show you the descending version. And it's a pretty easy way to have that total shred sound where you know you're just hitting the notes at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you start with your little pinky here on, I'm on the 8th fret because I'm playing it in the key of A, so you might want to follow along there too. So the scale, I'm just going to show you again briefly. Your 4th finger, your pinky, is on the high E on the 8th fret. First finger on the 5th fret. B string, 4th finger on the 8th. First finger on the 5th. And then we're going to go in a little bit, and we're going to go ring finger on the 7th. First finger on the 5th, 7th, 5th, 7th, 5th. Then we go back out again. We're going to use our 4th finger, and we're going to hit the 8th, and then the 5th. So basically it's the same pattern we're playing as in the ascending version of the flash riff, but we are going down the scale rather than up. So you're going to start out with your pinky. You're just going to play it in three note strings. So that's the first part. Then you're going to go back to your next note, which would have been your 5th. It's A right here. You're basically playing it in little three note groups like this. all there is to it, except you want to keep practicing so you can speed it up a little bit. So using all these tricks and knowing how to mix up your note when you're going along with a rhythm in the right key. So this is the key of A. I know I've said that like 50 times before, but just for clarity's sake, I said it again. So to make a good solid solo in just this one position, you don't have to be able to go all up and down the neck. All you need to know is one box. And a lot of the bigger guitar lesson guys will try to teach you all the other positions because they're trying to make it essential that you have to know how to go up and down the neck. And it's not essential, actually, because all that is for looks, because people like to say that when all you really need to know to have a good, solid solo is this part right here, what I've showed you. So applying these tricks is pretty easy. You just have to know how to mix things up. So if somebody's playing an A chord, a few squeals in there, trills, and that's just a pretty basic way to play a solo with a few tricks. And, you know, just practice around with it, play around with the scale. You're going to come up with tricks of your own, you're going to develop a style of your own, but I thought I'd just help you along your way. Alright guys, that's all I have for this video. Thank you.